let's talk about that team at Brackley and their driver, their departing driver, Lewis Hamilton. He closed out 12 years with the team, Sophia. Obviously, we had the moment at Silverstone, very emotional. He had the sort of handed win at Spa that he maybe should have won on track. George Russell disqualified for being underweight in that race. But Lewis has performed very well at times, but at other times he's looked completely lost, which we've not seen very often in his Formula One career. He's been so good at getting on top of cars and dragging results out of them, but this one was really tricky for him to tame. Just give us your thoughts on his final season at Mercedes before he departs for Maranello.
I'm kind of happy it was this season and not last season or even the season before. As mentioned as well, he's not won a Grand Prix before Silverstone since Saudi Arabia 2021. So the fact that he was able to finish this season with a good high, with two race wins, as you mentioned, obviously, one was inherited, but again, it was from his teammates. So it's still nice. And Lewis had the opportunity to win that race, and he had some great opportunities, obviously, as well. Double podiums a few times throughout this season as well. I think 84 wins out of the 12 years he's been with the Mercedes as well, and he's done so much in this sport and what he's done with Mercedes and the growth as well. Like that is the longest driver team partnership as well. It was interesting watching it back at Abu Dhabi and seeing like the last like radio messages, and they even had a screen displayed on like it was like mode 44 strat 12 or something like that, which was really cute, obviously, when it came to the numbers, and something to do with 7 as well. And it was we still rise as well, which obviously, or forever we rise, which obviously comes back to Lewis's motto as well. But yeah, like again, not the best season for Mercedes, but it was still not the worst season that they have had. Obviously, there could have been a lot more kind of done. There was a few mistakes this season, and obviously going back to 2022 and 2023, there was a lot more mistakes. But I think this also kind of has shown him in different ways, because everyone was like, oh, when going back like a couple years ago, everyone was like, oh, it's the car. Like Lewis is a great driver, don't get me wrong, but it's also the car. Like it's just the winning formula. And then obviously when the car has not been very well, he has still shown that he can still drive, and he's done the work. He has taken the hits of not winning races for the better of the team, and like supporting obviously the development of the car, and also supporting George as well, moving into Mercedes from Williams as well. And like that relationship, it's weird to think him in a Ferrari. I mean, I've been watching the sport for about 12 years as well. So like I've only really seen Lewis in a Mercedes kind of involvement. So again, moving to Ferrari, it was bound to happen as well. Everyone's a Ferrari fan. I think there was a clip recently about 7 years ago about Ted saying that Lewis will stay for like 5, 6 years or whatever, and then for another 5 to 6 years, and then we'll move to Ferrari and finish his career in Ferrari, which is wild because that's exactly what's happening now. I'm excited to see that partnership as well. Again, it's a long-standing, well-known team, and it'll be a breath of fresh air to the Ferrari team. But it's also going to be interesting to see how Mercedes handles now with the rookie of Kimi coming in as well. I've not been the favorite to Kimmy, but I think that's also going to be a great dynamic to see. And it'll be interesting to see as well if Lewis has any kind of support. Obviously, he won't be really involved in Mercedes side now that he's with Ferrari, but obviously looking up to having a young driver replacing him as well, there definitely has to be some kind of mentorship to an extent of where it's possible. But the partnerships that he's had over the years and the development he's also done outside the track with Mercedes, Mission 44, obviously Mercedes doing a lot more noticeable charitable work outside of the track as well, has been a great feat to see from the backing of Lewis. But yeah, 12 years is wild. The longest driver team partnership as well. So hopefully next season with Ferrari, I'm not expecting wins. I will be honest. I'm expecting race wins, but I don't think World Championship is on the cards for this. But I do think he can win his 8th title before he does retire. I think that is definitely possible. I just don't know which car he'll be in.
Yeah, I think honestly it was a season for Lewis that peaked and troughed, and I don't think it was quite the one he envisioned once he signed that contract with Ferrari. But that's the nature of sports.